I think that the difficult conversations that need to happen usually arise from literature and possibly media as well.
I definitely think that pranks should be allowed in schools because it exposes students to the harsh realities of what drug use can do to their bodies and the consequences that go along with it.
I think that if we don't face these types of issues head on, that opportunities are missed.
If some parents have a problem with their students reading prank, then they should definitely be more involved in their students' lives.
If we pretend these things aren't a part of the real world, then we're missing out.
I never knew that drugs could be that harmful to your body until I read Prank, because I've always heard that it makes you feel weird, and I never realized that it can ruin lives like it did in Prank.
My son read a book for AR, Accelerated Reader. He read a book about cloning, and it was a kind of a sci-fi book in the future.
I believe that every student has the right to have those books available to them, but I don't believe that they should ever be forced to read them.
My son's not much of a talker really, and it really brought out all kinds of conversations. It gave us a place to talk from, and I thought that was valuable. Otherwise we would have never talked about it.
I keep Huckleberry Finn in the curriculum because it's tested at the AP level. It's expected that they know about this book. It is considered the great American novel, and I think I would do students more harm than good if I didn't allow them to at least investigate and find out for themselves if they think this book is worthy of the canon status that it has.
I believe that parents have a right to be in control of what their students see and read, but they don't have the right to control that for other students.
I have a friend who's kind of closed-minded about what her kids see on TV, and I don't know about if she's closed-minded about what they read, but I'm guessing probably so. And I kind of pity her kids. I feel like that when they go out into the real world, these issues will be there, and those discussions will never have happened for them.
I think a lot of the controversy is because of the language, because it's in a dialect, so it's they use the N-word because that's just the time period that Mark Twain lived in, and he was trying to make the book as realistic as possible. He wasn't being idealistic when he wrote it.
The fact that I prepare the students for the book and explain the use of the colloquial language and also of the N-word, and I think a little preparation in the case of this book it definitely pays off because the students know what's in the book and why they're reading what they're reading.
I think a lot of parents are wary of letting their kids read something like that even as they get older, because no parent really wants their child to run around using offensive language.
Well, I think Huckleberry Finn makes them realize that prejudice in the world used to exist at a much greater level than it exists now.
It's much far more interesting to read about a life than it is to read about a time period in history.
I always see light bulbs go on. Students begin to recognize the humanity of the character of Jim and the inhumanity of Pat, Huck's father, and that's a good moment.
I think part of the reason why parents don't talk about these things is they're uncomfortable. And I don't really get, even if I am uncomfortable, I think we should talk about it anyway. The world is an uncomfortable place.
Well, I don't know if it's a right, but it's a conversation that I would have with any parent.
If you close off those avenues for your kids, you're sending them out, like I said, unprepared for the world.